Guys, welcome back to our channel. I can finally talk about the Book of Clarence. Now, I'm not going to make this review super long because I want you guys to go and watch it in the theater, but here's my reaction after seeing it at the premiere last Friday. So the Book of Clarence is directed and written by James Samuel from How Did They Fall. It's also produced by Jay-Z, hence why he was there at the premiere. If you haven't already watched a recap of the event, please go and watch it now. Lakeith Stanfield plays the main character and also his twin brother. We have RJ Seiler as his best friend Elijah, James McAvoy as one of the evil Roman emperors, who are all played by white actors because the Romans are oppressing all of the people of Jerusalem and basically do not want them believing in any type of God because the Roman Empire is the greatest thing, and they just don't want people having any type of power and being able to fight back. So basically, it's not just Jedediah the Terrible that Clarence is up against. He's also up against all of these Romans. Now, the Book of Clarence is set in, I believe, 29 AD Jerusalem. It follows the story of a Clarence who basically wants to profit off of the Messiah, and at a time when Jesus is coming and everybody is like wowed by him and his miracles, Clarence gets himself into a bit of trouble with his street dealings and owing some guy called Jedediah the Terrible some money. So he basically decides to become a false prophet in order to capitalize off of the Messiah. Now, his twin brother Thomas, also played by Lakeith Stanfield, is an actual apostle of Jesus's. He believes in God, and he left Clarence and his mom a while ago to follow in Jesus's footsteps and all of the godly things they have been doing. Now, Clarence was very against this, still doesn't understand why his brother left their mother, and he has a lot of animosity towards this, but he does see that this whole Jesus and Messiah thing is bringing a lot of attention, so he decides to be a prophet so that he can pay Jedediah back. Now, Black Jesus is portrayed by Nicholas Pinnock, and there's a lot of British actors in this, so I was super excited to see Eric Kofi Abrefa, which you know as the unhinged Lamar in BMF, so you can see why he would be playing an unhinged character like Jedediah the Terrible, who actually grows a conscience and is seen as a very caring person with a monologue that we hear later on in the film. But in the beginning, we hate him just as much as we hate Lamar because we want Clarence to win. Then we have a Michael Ward, who you might know as Jamie from Top Boy. And what did Jamie do in Top Boy? So it's ironic that Jamie is playing Judas, who is the one that rats out Jesus. Anyway, I digress. We have Alfred Woodard, who plays Jesus's mother. Actual Jesus, not the fake Jesus. Let's see who else. There's a lot of very great actors, and I feel like they definitely are the reason this film is so good, because you have comedy and moments where you can laugh to the unseriousness of them smoking weed and floating in the air, and there being like a strip club version from those days where they meet Jedediah the Terrible, and then they have a portion where Clarence has to free the slaves, and he's fighting with whether he should pay back Jedediah or free the slaves, and it's just a lot of funny moments, but it does digress into becoming a more serious film where, you know, Clarence is learning and he's getting a conscience and he's starting to believe in God, and it becomes a very serious, like, biblical moment. And then obviously at the end where he's getting crucified and we have these serious lessons from different people who are on the cross, and I won't tell you exactly what happens at this point because I want you to watch it. So it does kind of go from like a comedy biblical adaptation to a thought-provoking lesson teaching film. I don't know if that was done intentionally, but there were moments that like you were laughing, and then moments where you were like emotionally like invested. And I think because of the up and down of the emotions, some people haven't given it the greatest feedback. However, I feel like that makes a movie more interesting to watch because I don't know what to expect. I know every moment I have to watch, I can't go to the bathroom or grab popcorn or start a conversation with the person next to me, because for the entire 2-hour and whatever runtime it was, you have to pay attention to what's on the screen because there's a new thing happening. And I may be going on a rant right now, but what I really hate is when people write reviews and they go too deep and they start analyzing like everything and this means this and compared to other movies in the same genre. I'm like, if you go to the theater and you actually enjoy watching the film and you have fun and you talk about it after with your friends about how great it was, it's a great film. Like, I see a lot of people going into these in this industry and they're having fun at the event and they're having a great time, and then I see them write these negative reviews, which I completely get. Be honest, because I've been to some movies that I was just annoyed the entire time, bored, I couldn't watch it. I'll be honest, but I'm also going to be like, look, I see they did a great job, etc., etc. However, the movie, it was just boring to me and I didn't have fun and I was thinking about food the entire time. But this movie, I was entertained. The soundtrack is amazing. The setting, the costumes, the actors, the writing, everything was just like brilliant. I really liked the storyline. I really liked seeing representation on the screen, or like a biblical world where I can relate to more as being a Middle Eastern. I'm not used to seeing all of these white Jesuses, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's always refreshing to see something on screen that is different to what has been portrayed before. And at the end of the day, I think you should go and watch it, take it as a piece of entertainment, enjoy it, listen to the awesome soundtrack that it comes with, and that's it. Like, don't go into a movie thinking, oh, it's blasphemous, or this is not accurate, etc., etc. I've seen these comments and I quite frankly didn't understand them. Like, as a Christian myself, I was not offended, I was not taken aback. I think the movie was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, Book of Clarence is in theaters now, so make sure you go and watch it and let me know your thoughts in the comments.